Trendsetter, I got style for you. They see you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop. No. I won't.
Yo, welcome back to another episode, Sons of Sparta. On this episode, we're talking to new riders or people thinking about getting a motorcycle. Here are 5 tips I think you should know. Let's go. Right. All right, so tip number 1 is friction zone. What that mean?
Listen.
What the? All right, so tip number 1 is the friction zone. Basically what that means is the amount you have to let go of the clutch before it starts to grab. On the Gixxer 600, on my bike, I barely have to let it go before it starts to grab and you're moving. On the Ninja 400, how far do you have to release it?
Really far, like out to here.
So every bike has a different friction zone. So tip number 1, practice it, find it, because you'll be using it every single day, stop and go traffic, that friction zone. But it's very easy to find.
Talk about what happens if they don't do it right.
Yeah, so if you are trying to find it and you dump the clutch, you let go too fast, the bike will stall. And then you might freak out, so it's very important practicing. What we did in the how to ride a motorcycle video is you let go of it, it starts moving a little bit, then you bring it back. You let go a little bit, you bring it back. You just keep practicing in that, and eventually you'll know, hey, I need to release it this much, give it a little bit of throttle, and you're good to go.
All right, so I'm on my Ninja 400. I'm gonna show you really quick the friction zone, and I'll show you how far out you have to let loose. See how it's already starting to grab. And then if you pull it back in, do it again. See, it's grabbing now. And if you want to stop, just pull it back in. But that's how far out the friction zone is. And I look down at my little thing, so you can't do that. I saw that.
You're like, let me think. neck 45. All right, so tip number 2 is progressive braking, right? Same concept as the gym with time under tension, you bring the weight down slow. You want to apply the same principle to braking on a motorcycle very slowly, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, never 0 to 100. Just like working out, when you have that weight up here, you never want to go from here to here fast. Then you're not working out the muscle. It's all time under tension, bringing it down slow. Same concept with braking, and this is applied with your front brake and your rear brake.
All right, so now we're gonna do progressive braking on the Ninja 400. All right, so you're gonna pull in your clutch, progressive hand and foot. See how slowly I'm pulling in? It's not a quick, I'm not doing it fast, just gradually both at the same time. Use your hand and your foot and gradually pull them in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. People are Neck, 45, and Jimmy John. So thanks a lot, we really appreciate it.
I don't know about the ending. It sounded a little fake.
I'm not fake.
It sounded a little fake. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
Wasn't that like dramatic enough?
Tip number 3. How do you hold 3 up? This way or that way? I do this. How do you hold up 3? Do you hold up 3? Wait, well, how do you do it? Wait, you do it that way?
Yeah.
Oh, do you hold up 3 with these 3 fingers, or do you do it with your thumb? I do mine with my thumb.
Like this?
Yeah, comment down below which way you hold up 3. You don't do it this way?
No.
Does this feel weird?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. What you mean?
Whatever.
All right, tip number 3 is throttle control. You can start out on any bike you want. Starting out on a beginner bike is probably better for most people. I didn't start on a beginner bike. I started on this bad boy. Let's back a little bit. Look at this beautiful girl, Selena, the Gixxer 600. That was my very first bike. Over 100 horsepower. But what I have is throttle control. I understand that I only need to give it a little bit of throttle to get going, right? Her bike, the throttle that has to be given is a lot more because it's a less powerful bike. But what I'm trying to say is throttle control. Understanding what it is, how to do it. You can start on any bike you want. How much throttle do you have to give on your bike before you're moving?
I mean, I have to, if your wrist is straight like this, I mean, you have to.
So quite a bit?
Yeah.
My bike, you just give a little bit, you're gone.
I want to try to ride your bike.
You want to try to ride my bike?
Would you let me? Is that a no?
If we get 10,000 subs.
You'll let me ride your bike?
If we get 10,000 subs on YouTube, we will celebrate with her riding my bike down the road one time.
Just in the neighborhood.
Just in the neighborhood. All right.
Let me just see what it feels like.
Let's okay, go ahead.
I just want to see what it feels like.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my, yeah, you feel like you're about to fly, don't you, girl?
I don't think I want to do this.
10,000 subs, we'll make it happen. All right, so we have a few new people joining the Patreon, which is Sons of Sparta. If you didn't know, we have a Patreon, which is behind the scenes, early access at some of the episodes, and other cool stuff. Joining as a road captain is Sama the Wizard. 2 new enforcers, King Jet and Notebook Chef. A brand new member, I'm. And 2 people upgrading from Prospect, which is Condom Drone and Mr. Happy. So thank you for joining Sons of Sparta. Your turn.
Neck 45 and Jimmy John, thank you so much for hitting the super thanks button on the last episode.
All right, tip number 4. How do you hold up 4? Okay. Tip number 4 is, as a new rider, this happens to you a lot. It happened to me a lot. That doesn't happen to me anymore. But when you shift from first to second, yeah. When you shift from first to second, you know there's a gear in between those two, right? If you half a click up from first to second, you go into neutral.
And you go nowhere.
And you go nowhere.
You're going nowhere.
And it freaks you out a little bit because you're riding on the road.
You're revving it up, basically.
And you're revving it, but you're not going anywhere. And you freaked out and you look down and it says big neutral, like, oh God, what do I do now? So, how to not go from first to neutral to second while riding, right? So what I like to practice is, when I know I'm about to shift gears, I put my foot right underneath the gear, right? That way when I click up, it's gonna be a full click and not a lazy click. And make sure you do a full click. If you do a little, I can't say that word. If you do a little B click up, it's gonna go neutral. So just foot underneath, right here. We'll do some B-roll so you can see what we're talking about. But foot right underneath, full click up, full click up. I can't tell you how many times I went to neutral. A lot. But every time I did it, I knew why I did it. I lazy shifted up. I barely clicked it up. And that's why I went to neutral. And you don't want that to happen. 5th and final tip is muscle memory. On her first day riding, I remember when we practiced to go to second gear, I told her, all you have to do is release the throttle, bring in the clutch, shift up, release the clutch slowly, and go back on the throttle. And she's like, oh yeah, okay, right. And let go of the throttle, roll off the throttle, and then bring the clutch in, upshift, let go of the clutch, and then back on the throttle. You trust me, it sounds complicated, but now, when you shift gears, do you even think about it?
Not really, no.
Develop that muscle memory where when I'm rev matching down or I'm shifting gears, I don't even think about it. My hands just do it. They just do it. So, as a beginner, as a new rider, you will be doing it in steps. But trust me, you will develop that muscle memory and it will be easy. How long did it take you to stop doing it in stages and you were just doing it on the road, no problem?
over a month.
Took you over a month?
I would say so.
Really?
Yeah.
Before the muscle memory kicked in?
Yeah, it's where you're not thinking, okay.
So
I gotta let it go.
It took you in at 1 month.
I don't know for sure. I'm just saying. I mean, I've been riding for 3 months. I would say the first 4 weeks of riding, I'm still getting used to how to piece everything together.
Fair enough. So it took her about a month before she was, you know, not thinking about it.
Yeah.
Go, go, go. Not bad, not bad. Okay, now we do some B-roll.
Why is it called B-roll? Like, what is that?
B-roll is
Booty roll?
I won't stop. I won't stop. No, 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 no. I won't stop. I won't stop. Yeah. I'm so handsome. All in Carmine's with my Benz, I'm so fancy. And she right, she make you vanish. No time to play, got book dates.